Oh, I see something interesting over there. Oh, I gotta get, oh my God, there's an anthill. You gotta watch for these things because they will. Hi, I'm Betty at Weeki Wachee Preserve, and I am a nature photographer. I'm excited to be here today. Okay, I am here at Weeki Wachee Springs because I like to explore new areas and I get to hike in nature, but also I get to see the beauty that nature provides us. And I like to photograph that, and I like insects and flowers and vines. But the hard part about this is that you have to look on the ground so you don't trip over a stump, and you got to watch out for snakes. And then you have to look around the horizon for different insects, birds, anything that catches my attention. And then you got to look up for hawks, eagles, birds, and watch the weather, because if there's dark clouds coming in, you know, it's time to think about going home. I always had an interest in photography since I was probably in my teens, and but I didn't really get into photography as far as how to use the camera until one day I was with a friend and he was buying a camera, and I said, oh, get me one too. And then I end up getting a camera, and I didn't know what to do with all these settings. AV, TV, PM, you know, I was like, what do you do with them? And, you know, a lot of people get these kind of cameras, DSLR, and they use automatic. And my point is, why are you spending all that money, hundreds of dollars, and maybe hundreds and thousands on lenses to shoot in auto when your camera has all these wonderful features? So, and if you're going to be in auto, might as well get an inexpensive point and shoot. As time went on with bird photography, I got into bird photography, and I would take pictures of birds just for identification because I was new into birding. And then I got into butterfly birding with another friend because she was a butterfly expert, and we would go out together out in the field, and we start off with birding because birds get up early, and then as the day warmed up and the sun came out, there was a lot of butterflies, and we would do butterflying. And we take pictures and then take them home and then try to identify what it was that we saw. And then I ran into Alice, who was teaching photography classes. And that was when I upgraded to a DSLR. The one I had before was a bridge camera, which was it was between a point and shoot and a DSLR. And then I upgraded. And I wanted to know, like, this camera has so many features and potential to take wonderful pictures, but you have to learn all these settings and what they do. So I started taking classes with Alice, and now I'm getting pretty good at these things, and I might be ready to upgrade to another camera shortly. I really like photography because it's sort of like multitasking. I get to be out in nature. I get my exercise by hiking. I'm exploring new areas, enjoying the weather, getting my vitamin D from the sun. Tan. I just love being out here in nature on this beautiful sunny day, discovering what Mother Nature has to offer us. And I also am surprised by sometimes when you take a picture, say, of a flower, because you're focused on the flower and you take a picture of the flower, but when you get home and look at that picture, all of a sudden there's something else in that picture, such as maybe an insect on the flower that you didn't even know was there. And another thing is that with nature photography and being out here, you get your exercise and you get to hike and walk. You know, not too long ago when I was out on a photography hike, I came across an interesting looking tree, and it was a trunk of a tree, and it had 3 holes, maybe 4, but it was really close to the ground. And for some reason, beyond me, I took a picture of that tree trunk and of the holes. I took the picture, went home, downloaded it on my computer, and you know what? I was really surprised because in the bottom hole, there was a little mouse looking out, and I had no idea it was there. I gotta get, oh my God, there's an anthill. You gotta watch for these things because they will crawl and they just hurt like So watch out for anthills on your hikes as well as snakes and tree roots. Look, it's a snake. No, it's an earthworm. The first camera that I got that was into the digital camera world was the Canon SX50, which is an excellent camera if you are into birding because you can really zoom in way out there to get that little bird or big bird up in the tree. But when I was birding, you always see these people with the big Canons or Nikons or whatever they're using. They got these big lenses, and so I decided one day that I want to be like those big boys, and I want to have a camera that's nice and be like them. But those cameras are quite expensive, and so are the lenses. So I ended up with this Canon here, the Rebel EOS series, and I'm like, oh, I can get out there too. Look at my zoom. It's just almost like the big boys. But what was I gonna say? So I really, so this is the camera that I use now, and I really like it. It's doing great for me, you know, now that I know how to use all the features and get off of that auto mode. But eventually I will get the cameras. I'll upgrade to the higher end, and maybe I will get one of those big boy camera lenses like everybody else. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some of the photos that I had taken with this camera, so you can see the quality and some of my work in nature photography. Alright, the SX50 Canon camera was my first camera in the DSLR world, and it's actually called a bridge camera. And a bridge camera is in between a point and shoot camera and the DSLR. But it is a great camera if you're into birding and capturing wildlife, because it has an outstanding digital zoom.